Hello, my name is Devon Young, and I have the proud honor of serving as Assistant Stage Manager, Dramaturg, and Assistant Director for Dontrell, Who Kissed the Sea, written by Nathan Allen Davis and being produced by the Seton Hill University's Department of Theater and Dance. In this first installment of a 5-part web series, I will be discussing the important historical themes and context in this production. This is a story of 18-year-old Dontrell, who uses letters, recordings, and traditional oral storytelling to discover his family's deeper history so that he may one day pass it on to future generations. He's called to do this through a vision of his ancestor and the trials endured throughout the Middle Passage. He does this through primarily learning to swim and taking an interest in water, which is a very prominent element in this play. He, with the help of a local lifeguard and against the bewilderment of some of his family members, begins this exploration and allows it to take him from the local pool to the depths of the sea. In the whole of the play, we see Dontrell's journey from dreaming of his ancestors to becoming his ancestors' wildest dream. In my exploration and research on the historical context and background of this play, I have found that there is a deep connection to ancestry and what it means to people of color. In Dontrell, we find that his connection is made mostly through bodies of water, because that is where his ancestor calls him from. It is here he finds a sense of peace and serenity. This is something very deeply rooted in Yoruba culture and tradition in the sense that there are deities and celebrations that revolve around water and life. These are rituals and celebrations that began in Yoruba land, which is present-day Nigeria, and spread with the diaspora to North and South America. This is where we see the origins of Afro-Cubanism, Afro-Haitianism, Afro-Caribbean, and even the Latin practices of Santeria. The one deity that comes to mind when thinking in context of water and its life-preserving and giving qualities is that of a goddess known by the name of YEMOJA, YEMONJA, or YEMAYA. She is a mer-being who uses the water as strength and finds a home within it. When enslaved persons were being transported in the bottom of ships from their African homelands to the New World, many of those persons most likely believed it was YEMAYA who watched over them during the roughest part of the journey, the Middle Passage. This tradition was brought over with them, but as it was not the cultural tradition of the Western world, it was mainly, in most instances, tied in with Catholic traditions and saints. The original rituals and ceremonies were often not allowed to be openly practiced. These traditions and deities are still celebrated in Yoruba culture and other traditions to this day. There are colors associated with different deities, as well as numbers, metals, and foods. As YEMAYA is the goddess of water, her colors are traditionally blue and white. In this production in particular, our director, NaTasha Thompson, with the help of her fellow creative team members, Crystal Brown and Dante Mitchell, have decided to primarily focus on this deity along with Obatala and ELEGBA, who are also effortlessly weaved into the story. Obatala is in the Yoruba tradition known as the Sky Father and creator of human bodies. Obatala is celebrated as the owner of purity and men, which is also why one of the colors worn to represent and celebrate him is white. ELEGBA is seen as the divine messenger who represents crossroads and manages the journey of life. The colors associated with these celebrations alternate between red and black. Another deity we see is ORUNMILA. His elements are more focused on those of wise counsel, knowledge, fate, divination, and mercy. He also emphasizes compassion. This is usually represented in green and yellow. The traditions of these deities play an important part in this story in the sense that they are a tie to the past and homeland of the ancestors of Dontrell and his family. He tries to share this with the family in the hopes of connecting it to the future and providing a greatly needed enlightenment for future generations. Be sure to see Dontrell, Who Kissed the Sea, directed by NaTasha Thompson at Seton Hill University's Performing Arts Center, April 22nd through the 24th.